Okay, this is John Black, Super Chemist. We're here doing part 22. If you want to watch all my videos in a row on this subject, the playlist is called Pastafarian, it's called All I Know About Submissive Wives / Marriage / Family. Like I said, this is part 22, I think. In the last episode or the last whatever, we were, oh wow, my thing is off a little bit. I don't like that. Okay. We were talking about a mother bonding mechanism. We're talking about a little duck. You know, you get an egg that you find, and you take it home, and it hatches, and the little duckling pops out, and it sees you. It will imprint onto you, okay? And that imprinting is like a mother bonding mechanism. That way, and we've seen all of it on videos and sitcoms and documentaries or whatever. You'll see that happening, and the little duck will just follow you won't be able to get rid of the little duck. It'll just follow you no matter where you're at. Like, it's just like attached to you, you know what I mean? That is because of a survival biomechanism, right? Because that little baby duck has to be with the mom, or he's going to die. He's a little baby duck. If he's out in the woods, he ain't going to last long. So he has to be. If he didn't have that bonding mechanism, right, then he would just wander off. He would be eaten by somebody, and his species would die because all the little baby ducks would just wander off like idiots instead of focusing and bonding to that mother duck, so you can follow it around. It's a survival, you know what I mean? Like we said, you might be able to overcome regular biomechanisms, but you will never overcome survival biomechanisms. You can for a while. You can take a tiger, a white lion, take it to Nevada, and train it to ride on a little tricycle and balance a ball on his nose. Sooner or later, his survival, biomechanizm is going to kick in, and the lion is going to try to eat the guy. No matter how much love he gets, no matter how much, you feed him and care for him, it doesn't matter. You can't overcome survival biomechanisms. And this pair bond mechanism is the same type of mechanism, we're talking about next. It's just like the mother bonding mechanism, okay? But it is a pair bonding mechanism, meaning it wants to pair. What does it want to pair? The mechanism wants to pair to the two genders together, like a man and a woman, right? So both man and woman have a pair bond mechanism, okay? And what this is when you have sex, right? When man and woman have sex, a lot of chemicals are going off in your brain, a lot of hormones going on in your body, right? And it will form a bond, just like that little baby duck, right? That, it thinks you're its mom, and it won't leave you alone. Like, you can't get rid of this little baby duck, man. Every second he wants to be with you. That's the kind of, and why do we have the man and woman? Why do we both have this mechanism? Because that way when we have sex, we stay together so we can raise the baby. If we didn't have that bond, then a lot of us would just leave, and the baby would die, and the species would die. So you want to have that mechanism, right? Why is it, the pair bond mechanism in a woman is a lot more stronger than the pair bond mechanism in a male, okay? Why is this? Again, this goes back to who's picky and who's not picky, okay? The woman can only have one baby, per year, right? A man can have thousands of babies, right? So why does the woman is depending on picking a great man and keeping that man so that she can have a great baby, okay? So she needs a pair bond mechanism that's very strong. Why? Because she already knows she got the best man that she can pick. So she got to have a strong bond with that man. She keep him. But a man, his biomechanism, back in the caveman days, is to spread his seed around. He's not going for quality, he's going for quantity. Okay, if he gets 100 women pregnant, obviously there's going to be a few of them in there that are great women, good DNA, having good children, right? So his pair bond mechanism isn't that strong like a woman's is, okay? So he can actually do what he was meant to do, which was spread his seed around, for all, as much as he can. So his pair bond mechanism is very weak compared to a woman's pair bond mechanism. But why is this so important? Why is this one of the most important things? I said there's 5 main things that you should definitely run from when you see this pair bond mechanism is one of those things where you should run if you think a woman isn't, having a pair bond mechanism. Because let me tell you something about pair bond mechanisms. Each time, let's say a woman, right? She's a virgin, she gets married, she has sex and kids. Her pair bond mechanism is strong, okay? Her mechanism is at 100% capacity, 100% efficiency, okay? It's working at full force, right? Now, let's say she breaks up with this man that she's had, even if she didn't marry him, this is just about sex, right? She has sex with her first boyfriend. Her bond with him is going to be the strongest that it can ever be, okay? But when she breaks up with him and she moves on to the next guy and sleeps with him, right? Their bond mechanism is degraded. Now it's only working at a lower efficiency. It's not working at 100% efficiency. Let's say that she breaks up with 3 people. Now her pair bond mechanism is down to like 50%. So her bonding with you, like you date a woman, you find out she slept with 3 people. Literally 50% of her pair bonding mechanism is gone. It's destroyed. It's fried. Okay? And let's say she has 5, or 7, somewhere in there, sexual partners. And then you come along, right? Now, 80% of her pair bond mechanism is gone. She only has 20% of her pair bond mechanism at that point. And each one, it only takes a couple more, and then she has 0 pair bonding mechanism. Okay? You have a pair bond mechanism because you're a man. Okay? But hers is so low at this point. And combine that in with the selfish, picky, entitled, hypergamy, throw it in with that. And now you've got a person that has no pair bond mechanism. What is keeping this woman from leaving you? Nothing. She will leave you, I'm telling you. That's why these marriages today, they don't last a lifetime. They last 5 years, 10 years, and then you hear about the last 5 years will suck big time. They just don't last. Why don't they last? Because of these 5 things I said. Feminazis, traumatized women, single moms, divorced women, and women that have poor pair bonding mechanisms. Okay? And you could say, oh, well, women have had sex. Well, then I don't care. As a Pastafarian, first of all, it's your duty, okay, to go past those people, those women that are going to be bad moms, okay, because you care about your damn kids, right? You'd rather have no mom than a bad mom for your kids, okay, because you're a man, and that's what a man does, okay? He doesn't get a single mom and have kids with her and act like that's being a man. No, being a man is caring about your damn future kids. And it's better to have a mother than a single mom who doesn't know how to be a mother. She can't even keep her first family together. She has bad decision-making abilities, okay? She has none. No good decision-making ability if you're a single mom and you have a kid. You have none. And is that what being a good leader is, huh? That's what a single mom will tell you. Well, good leader is if you pick someone a woman who has bad decision-making skills so that they can raise your child. That's a real man. No, a real man cares about his kids more than that woman. Okay? He cares that he wants a good woman who knows how to make good decisions in her life and therefore will teach her kids how to have good decisions in her life. Okay? That's a man. That's what a man does. He is fair and just. But anyways, let's see where we're at here. The pair bond mechanism. Oh yeah. As a Pastafarian, I understand it's hard to whatever, but you got to think. You've had generations where you sent the people off, the men off, to die and fight in wars, to have their legs blown off, their arms blown off. And why do they do that? They do that for their country. Okay? They're willing to die for you and your freedoms. And all you have to do, you don't have to do any of that. All you got to do is just not get a woman that is crap. Only never settle for a woman who isn't submissive. Never settle for a woman who doesn't follow her biology. Okay? Because she's going to follow her biology no matter what. And if you go along with this lie that she's portraying, saying, I can be the white lion that you take to Vegas and teach them how to ride on a tricycle and balance a ball. I will never jump off and eat you. No, I will never. No. That's crazy, okay? But that's why this pair bonding mechanism is the most important thing. If you have a marriage with a virgin, your marriage is almost... You got like a 90%, 95% chance. I don't know the exact stats on that, but you got a very high chance of keeping that marriage together for a lifetime. Why? Because her pair bond mechanism is 100% at full capacity. Her hypergamy is at low capacity because she has nothing to compare you to. These women that have slept with 30 chads, and then you come along. Well, one Chad, all of them were crap, or she wouldn't have stayed with them, right? But she liked one trait out of each one of them, right? Since she's dated slept with 100 guys, that means every guy had one good trait that she'll pick out, because he did that good. He slept around on her, treated her like crap, but he really took her out to, $200 dinners, twice a week, and spent all kinds of money. Now she's with you. Her hypergamy tells you how you're not a good man, even though you're doing everything for this woman that you're supposed to be doing. But she's comparing you because of that hypergamy, that selfishness, that entitlement, that pickiness. She's going to compare you. Then the next guy, he was a simp, a little woman with a vagina. He showed his feelings all the time. You don't show your feelings because you're a man, right? And so now she compares you to that man. Men don't do that. They don't look at their past girlfriends and say, hey, this, they might do it once or twice. They're not it's not deeply ingrained in their thinking. Let's see how much time we got here. I think we just started. So, no, maybe not. 1 minute left. So I will babble for a minute and bring up that, picking a submissive woman that's not a feminazi, not traumatized, not a single mom, not divorced, and has a good pair bond mechanism. Just tips that I'm saying right now, this second, right now that I just said, if you just follow those rules, you'll have a 99% chance of your marriage lasting a lifetime. Okay? Pick a submissive woman and don't pick these other traits. Pick a good pair bond mechanism. I guarantee you, and I'm going to get into this sooner or later about how a man should, how do you get these women? I gave you tips in the last few videos, not the last one, but the 3 before that, on, how to pick up a woman or that kind of thing. Geez. Okay, well, that's time's up. But ends all remember, Pastafarian God's the only true God, the only loving God.